My name is Zhiling. I'm a principal consultant with the banking and financial team. I'm actually covering the insurance space, insurance operations specifically. I've been with Randstad for the last 13 years, but insurance space for the last 5 years. I recall working on this position in 2022. It was a very niche position because marine underwriting space is really a very niche and small industry. And when the client gave us the role, we took the job brief, we jumped on it immediately. But halfway through the search, we got asked to put on hold because the hiring manager actually tendered resignation. So their priority was actually to source for that particular HOD's replacement. 6 months later, they identified the HOD's replacement. So we revisited the search again, and then they told us that they would like to revisit the few candidates that we shared previously. So right after the call, we sent across about 6 profiles. And we quickly managed to identify the potential candidate for them. It was difficult because the marine underwriting space is really very niche. If you are a marine cargo underwriter, you cannot do marine hull. If you are a marine hull underwriter, you cannot do marine cargo. And a lot of the underwriters here in Singapore market actually only cover Singapore or Asia Pacific. Our clients specifically wanted someone with Asia Pacific's coverage and also ideally a little bit of regional coverage. So that was really one of the toughest search. We don't usually overpromise clients. So if we know that the role is very niche right from the start, we already have a market map of the list of candidates, which companies, what do they cover, how big is the team, what's their strength. So to be honest, when we took the job brief, on top of our mind, we already have like a short list of candidates, or we already know what type of profile will be suitable. And we explain to the client, so according to the requirements that you want, we actually don't have a very strong pool available. So let me run through with you why I'm saying this. So we will educate clients and explain to them so that we also manage their expectations as well. Because the team was actually expanding and then they wanted someone that has long tenure with organization. So the candidate that we placed was someone that's been with her previous company for almost a decade. So she has very strong industry knowledge. She knows quite a number of brokers in the market, locally, regionally. So in terms of work-wise, I would say she also helped to stabilize the entire team. And then some of the processes was a little bit manual, but from her previous company where they went through some migration and integration, she was able to help them with some of the projects as well. So I would say she's happy still in her current role, and she's thriving very well in her current position. Not really stuck for this candidate, but I recall in 2020 at the start of COVID, it was very difficult for everybody. You know, everybody started working from home. It's something that we are not familiar with. Everybody's worried about their job stability. Will they have their job tomorrow? And one of our clients actually told us that they need to hire a bulk project for like 10 contact center specialists where they actually handle inbound calls within the insurance industry. The difficult part is that because it's a contract role, and during that period, unless individuals are actually out of job, nobody will move from a permanent role to take on a contract position. So that was one of the toughest things. Someone actually referred me this candidate, and I found out that this lady actually left her high-paying job in the banking industry in 2017 due to family commitment. So she's been a stay-home mom for the last 3 years. So when I reached out to her for this opportunity, she was very thankful and grateful, and she decided to put through her application. We managed to get her an interview, and she also managed to get a job offer very quickly. Yeah. So if you ask me, I think the achievement part is that we identify the candidate's strength in terms of her people management skills, and also someone that works in the banking industry, especially in the front line, they have very strong customer service oriented approach. And for this, it's actually a transferable skills from a frontline role to a back-end role handling inbound call. So we focus a lot more on her soft skills and also transferable skills that she could bring on to the client, and she managed to get a job. Yeah. We actually did a lot of virtual interviews with candidates during the COVID period, and then some of the things that we asked during interview was really just to test the candidate about their approach, how they phrase their answers, and we just really wanted to hear from them, how well they speak. So for this candidate, she was really very eloquent, someone that even though she has not been working for the last 3 to 4 years, but she was able to articulate herself really well, and from that approach, I could tell that she definitely will thrive very well in a customer service contact center related role. So we focus more on her soft skills, skill sets, what are the things that she can contribute, which are her strengths, and then when we send a profile across to the client, we highlighted on her strength, we highlighted on the areas that she could contribute and help the team, rather than years of experience, whether was she relevant to the industry, why would she be suitable for this role. So we focus a lot more on what she can bring to the table. She took on the 1-year contract role, and then of course she completed the contract. She got converted to a permanent staff, and then she also gradually got promoted up to a manager. So she was leading a small team when I last spoke to her in 2024. In 2025, one of my clients actually reached out to us saying that they would like to hire someone with her exact skill sets to lead a bigger team. So without any hesitation, I called her and found out that her company was actually going through some restructuring and she was on the lookout. Yeah, so I immediately sent a profile over. Of course, she got an interview very quickly, she got a job offer very quickly, and she's very happy in her current role now, leading a bigger team. We do see that a lot of our clients actually look at candidates with the exact job experience. So for example, apple for apple, today if they want someone for a marine underwriter role, they will only look for a marine underwriter with the X number years of experience to move into this position. But if you think from a candidate's point of view, if I have the X number years of experience, I'm happy in my role, why would I move just for that 10-15% increment? That doesn't make sense. Sometimes making a job move is really more than just the monetary returns that they get. So if you ask me, I think I would encourage clients to look beyond the job scope, look beyond the skill sets of the candidate. We can always try to look at the direction of getting someone that is not exactly on point with what they want, but put in some time and effort to train. In return, candidates appreciate the opportunity and they tend to stay longer with organization because they really cherish the opportunity, and they probably would be very thankful as well. I would say this is probably one link to another. So having very good listening skills and also being able to articulate your thoughts well is very crucial. Because sometimes when hiring manager or client tells us that I have this position, it's a very challenging role, sometimes they will not tell you in depth how challenging, what's the challenge, what exactly is the difficulty that they face. But with strong and good listening skills, we will be able to identify, pick the right question to ask. That's when we'll be able to identify what exactly is the source of the issue, what are the challenges, and that's when we'll be able to articulate what exactly is the issue that you are facing. Are we able to help you resolve a particular thing or issues? A lot of our clients actually prioritize candidates with good working attitude, good work ethics, rather than someone that has got very good track records. For my industry, specifically in insurance, it's a very small and niche industry, so everybody actually know each other. We have got cases whereby clients give us the job requisition and they told us specifically that I know you probably would speak to A, B, C, and D. I'm not interested in them because as much as they have what it takes to do the job, they don't have the right personality. So we don't want such candidates for our company. Yeah, so if you ask me, we really do have clients that will really prioritize a lot on candidates' personality and attitudes. take more than 10 seconds to review every profile. Because for recruiters like us, sometimes it takes a very long effort to put one resume across. We probably have to speak to a candidate for maybe 2 or 3 times. We have to share about the role maybe for more than an hour before they give us the green light to represent them for a particular position. And sometimes we do have clients that open up their resume, look at the number of years of experience, or just one look with the current company they're in at the moment. They'll tell us that I'm not interested in this candidate. So sometimes we will have to do follow-up calls with the client to explain about the candidate's experience, why did we put them across, why do we think that they are suitable. So I will encourage all clients to actually put in maybe 10-15 minutes to understand why do you think the candidate is suitable, explain to them so that they understand your thought process and they don't just look at the resume, screen for 3 seconds and they just close it off.